Hello you, it's me, and today we're going to talk about Grimspace by Aguirre. This book is set eons in the future after humanity discovers an underlying dimension called Grimspace, which we can fly through between markers left by a previous civilization at faster than light speed. Essentially, it's wormhole tech, but instead of a tunnel, imagine wormhole as another level of reality that you can drop in and pop out of in specific places. It takes a special breed of human, selected and trained from a young age, who can jack into a ship's console and, in their head, visualize the unimaginable concept of Grimspace, work in synchronicity with a pilot to move between the points. They're called jumpers. Because the training and the selection of these jumpers and pilots are controlled by the Farwand Corporation, they have a total monopoly on interstellar travel. Most civilized planets are Farwand controlled, and through its power and its monopoly, it's essentially become a galactic government and nothing can oppose it, stamping out any competition with ruthless efficiency. Sarantha Jax, the main character, is a jumper, held by the corporation and awaiting trial for crashing a ship that caused the death of 75 passengers and the pilot, the love of her life. A crash she has no memory of, and for which she could face execution. We're thrown into the story as she's busted out of prison by a ragtag gang that want to use her to create and train a new generation of jumpers to break the Farwand Corporation's monopoly on space travel and open up the galaxy. The sci-fi trope of using alien tech to drop into subspace and pop out of subspace is a popular one, and I love it. When I was reading this, the idea of Grimspace with lighthouse markers left in it by previous civilizations is almost identical to the Imma from my favourite book, Embassy Town by China Mieville. But it's been done in a lot more than two books. The ones that pop to mind are the K ships in M. John Harrison's Kefahuchi Tract trilogy and Norman Spinrad's The Void Captain's Tale. But I think the earliest place I ever came across this trope, this story idea, was in a short story called Lambda 1 by Colin Capp, which was published in the UK in 1962. Check all of those out, they're all fantastic. And they all talk about the idea of the trope in a very different way, so it's not samey. The overall world build in this, I think, is really great. The idea of corporate control of a galaxy is another popular sci-fi trope. I recently played the video game The Outer Worlds, and it's quite similar to that in a lot of respects, but without the humour. You also get the sci-fi trope in here, which seems to be a common sci-fi trope of when humanity advances enough, humans with psychic powers will pop up. I don't know why that's such a common sci-fi trope or where that idea even comes from, but if you know, drop a comment, educate me. This is a found family action-adventure book that really has quite a similar feeling to Becky Chambers' Wayfarer series, also the TV show Firefly. Rip-roaring space adventure, it's cheesy, but it's fun. I think the best quality of this book that I can really praise it for is that this is the perfect sci-fi gateway book for people that generally read YA. This could easily be marketed as a YA book and it will probably be successful. If you're looking to broaden your scope to include sci-fi and what you mainly read now is YA, then check this out. It's probably a good way to get into the genre. I have to talk about my main issue with this book because there are other things I can't talk about without talking about why that was annoying. This book has a quality that makes it both good and bad. It's that it's so fast-paced. Most of the chapters are 2 or 3 pages long. It means you can burn through this 300-page book in a day or two. It's so fast. It's such a fast read. It's like bang, 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 event, 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 with no time to rest in between. Unfortunately for me, this meant that I really didn't have the time to get attached to characters. Relationships went from bad to good in the space of a few pages. It made them feel super speed developed and really unrealistic. The love interest developed in the same way, and I just wasn't personally invested in anybody. Stuff happened that was clearly meant to be big emotional sacrifice moments, and I was like, I met this character 50 pages ago, I don't care. It also meant that when you have this really good world build, and it is a good world build, and you have these imaginative races in it, you don't really get the opportunity to appreciate anything. It's like driving along a motorway, seeing amazing stuff out the car window and not being able to pull over. 2 other points. There is a character in here who is ostracized and cast out from her family, from her society for being gay. It's a story set eons in the future. I think it's a bit pessimistic to think that by this point, society will not be accepting of same-sex relationships. It's like the author's saying, I really don't think humanity is capable of change on that front. I can understand including that social issue in a book that is set in the near future, but I just think that if you're building a society that's thousands of years more advanced than us, have a little hope. Just a little nitpick there. My second point is that this book does the sci-fi trope, the sci-fi cliche of replacing swears with a sci-fi sounding word that sounds like a swear. Like, zark off. In this case, it's frag. It's like 10 frags per page, oh my god. There is one instance of where a character says fuck, and it sticks out like a sore thumb, and so much that it literally feels like an editing error. A lot of authors do that in sci-fi, and I really don't get it. Is it? I don't know if it's to market their books at a younger audience. I don't know though, because there's sex in here, so probably not. So again, shrug, if you know, tell me. I will be reading the other two in the trilogy, because my favourite character in this book appeared 30 pages from the end. So I'm going to read on 90% just to see them again, because they were great. This is not a very serious, concentrated read, but I'm having fun. So I'm going to give it 3 stars. So thanks for watching that review. Follow me on Twitter, link down below. Follow me on Goodreads, link down below. Check out the content warnings, they're down below as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. More reviews coming thick and fast. I read pretty quick. Hope you're having a good 2021, and I'll see you soon. Bye.